for research, Jim Murphy is going to come to that GSO meeting and talk about travel funds that are available. And we'll find out the details there, but yeah. So this GSO is already off to like a good start, giving you really good information, about those opportunities. All right, so anybody from the faculty who wants to go first and just, I don't know, things I didn't cover, things you want to share about your classes, your views of the program, now's your time. Not everybody at once.
I'll go. Yeah. I think just the biggest thing for those of you starting, take those core classes. Get done with those core classes. Those are the core group of classes that you're going to use to, start working on a thesis, preparing for the comprehensive exams. You don't want to, and those are the courses that are going to make you either decide to stick with the program or maybe you're not going to do it, right? And so you don't want to find out, 3 semesters in, that you don't like research methods and that there's no way you're ever going to do it, right? Because it would be a shame for you to not finish because of one class. At that point, you wouldn't be able to take the comprehensive exams, and you want to get all of that done up front. Right? First 2 semesters, take your 5 core classes, and then be ready to take your comprehensive exams your 3rd semester, to write that prospectus your 3rd semester, start working on that research so that you can be, in the spring, you can be finishing up your thesis, finishing up your coursework, and graduate. So really stick to those core classes. I know sometimes you'll find electives that seem really interesting and you want to do it, but don't sacrifice the core classes, because we've had some people run into trouble, right? So they wait to take their methods class in their 4th semester. Okay, well now you're eligible to take your comps, your 5th semester. But there's no 5th semester, right? There's not supposed to be a 5th semester. And so, you don't want to wait. And then it's been 2 years since you took theory, and you haven't used it, and you're not sure, so it just complicates things.
And what classes do you normally teach in the grad program?
I normally teach electives. The last class I taught was this spring, in the Immigration and Justice class. That's not on the schedule this fall, so we'll see in the future.
Okay, thanks.
I'm happy to talk for everybody, and I won't say what he missed because I wasn't here, so I can't. But first off, I want to welcome you all. A lot of the things that we're talking about doing with the GSO and with the master's program and stuff like that, we have 2 kind of very ultimate goals. One of them with your master's degree is to improve your opportunities in the job force. But the second one is, I'm hoping, because this is what happened to me, is to propel you into a PhD program. And when I was a student here, I am a product of NMSU. I got my undergraduate degree here. I got my master's degree here. I didn't come in, number one, to the undergraduate degree thinking that I wanted to get a master's degree, but it seemed like the right thing to do. And when I was getting my master's degree, thanks to the faculty, us folks, the faculty that were in the department at the time, that propelled me into a PhD program. Didn't anticipate it. It wasn't on my radar at all. And the opportunities to teach, which we're going to try and re-implement, where not all, it's going to be a very limited number of individuals that can teach classes, probably during their 2nd year, possibly just their last semester. That helped propel me into the PhD program. The classes preparing, doing a thesis. If you can do a thesis really well, you won't have any trouble in a PhD program. Because your dissertation, it's going to be a little bit tougher than your thesis, but it's the same idea, it's the same basic concepts and stuff like that. So that's our ultimate goal. And if you're like me, it might be in the back of your mind, you're saying, I don't really want to be a professor. That's what I was saying too. It's one of those things, the opportunities I got while I was here. And it's a great job. We get paid really well, we get to do what we love. It really is a teaching contract, so you're on a 9-month schedule pretty much, which means you have holidays, spring breaks, all of those kind of cool things. Being a professor is actually very, very rewarding. You always have young folks like you all coming into the program. They keep us connected and young and stuff like that. So that's the type of opportunity where as a department, we're willing to support you to try and help get you to those places. And that's why, attending regional conferences, we have both regional conferences, and we want to become very active in, but we also have national conferences This year, we've got one in Atlanta and the other one's in Baltimore, I think. A little bit more intimidating when you go to those conferences to present. The regional conferences are designed for faculty to present, but also for the students. They're very, very supportive. I can still remember the first time I made a presentation at one of the regional conferences. It was in San Antonio as well, surprisingly, on the riverfront. But the big thing for me was how much support I got from people I didn't know. It was just faculty from other universities that came, were interested in my topic. So I can still remember the topic. It was crime prevention through environmental design. But people that came up and talked to me and offered me suggestions and stuff like that. I mean, it really, that's the type of networking that we want to start developing with the other universities in this region. And we have a number of outstanding PhD programs in this region, as well as, it's still a small enough field where every one of the faculty in our department know people in just about every PhD granting institution in the country. And there's tons back east, a new person from Louisville, which is really cool, just to show you how small a world. I've got to say this, I'm practicing maybe for this afternoon, and I'm going to try and pronounce his name because I'm learning, Youngin. His major professor in South Korea was a colleague of mine when I was in Pennsylvania. I hired him when I was department head there. He worked with us for 2 years, phenomenal, one of the nicest persons in the world before he went back to South Korea. Was his major professor there.
My wife was.
Yeah, she was there when I made a presentation. I can't wait to see her to see if I recognize her. But then he came to the United States, to Louisville, to get his PhD, and his major professor, his dissertation chair, I wish it would have made it perfect if I was his dissertation chair. I wasn't his dissertation chair, but I was on his dissertation chair's committee. He did some work with Goffin and Hershey's theory on self-control. He did structural equation. So, it's literally that small of a world. Every faculty person knows just about every other faculty person at this program. That's why we're here. One last thing before I get carried away is, you guys know me, the second year and stuff like that, I'm always in the office. I have an open door policy. Anytime you have a question, you want to just shoot the breeze, come on down. I know it seems intimidating, it shouldn't. That's not my role. You're welcome to come in, ask me questions. If you have concerns, you want to sit down and talk about whatever, I'm always there. I'm never too busy. I'm never really that busy. I just look busy. I'm never too busy to talk with students. So take advantage of that, and that's true for all of the faculty. That's why we're here. And we really want to get students actively involved in research. Research in collaboration with faculty, research on their own in some cases. And so, take advantage of these opportunities, because like I said, that's what I did when I was here. And it propelled me into my career, and not in a direction that I thought I was going. That's all.